Good morning. Welcome to the Community for Conscious Living weekly live broadcast. Today is Sunday, December 1st of 2024. The Community for Conscious Living is a community dedicated to personal transformation for universal harmony, healing the planet by making inspired changes in ourselves and in our daily lives that create a sustainable environment and a peaceful world. Today, our topic is about righteousness as a feminine strength. And if you are, regardless of what body you're in, male, female, or how you identify male, female, or whatever you associate yourself with, this can still apply to you, right? I think on the whole, people who live in a female body tend to tend to have experiences with gaslighting or being called when you stand up for something that you really strongly believe in and that you feel, what is righteousness? Righteousness is standing up for what you feel is morally right, morally correct and justifiable and virtuous, your virtues, your values, your beliefs. And when we stand up for that, often women get put in that label of you're being bitchy, you're complaining, you're whining, you're being, emotional. And so we've been gaslit, right? Gaslit over the years to hold back from speaking our truth, or we have that experience of not being valued, not being heard, not being seen. And as I've been working on the book, Fear, Food, and Feminine Power, which is now it's in the interior design phase, which is getting pretty close. Our published date, March 7th. But as I've been, really meditating with what's really needed here, one of the messages I got very strong was lean into righteousness as a feminine strength, because as women and on our female sides, right? We all have a masculine and feminine side. And that feminine side is that state of being, that state of receiving that messaging, that information, that connection with the divine, and receiving that wisdom into our bodies and into our hearts, into our consciousness in a way where we tap into the compassion, right? Our womb is the seat of compassion. In the language of Arabic, womb, the name for womb comes from the same root as the name for compassion and the eternal compassion, the ocean of living consciousness that is the womb of our entire creation. All of that comes from the same meaning. So we embody that in a very real way. We have that ability to tap into that place of compassion and to really bring that forward. And we also have that everybody has that oxytocin and vasopressin hormones. Those are the two love hormones, the oxytocin being the one that, is just blissfully in love and that can really see the love. The vasopressin being that mama tiger hormone that says, if you harm a hair on my cub's head, I will take you out. So we have both of those, as well as that innate seat of compassion within our bodies. So to bring that all together, in a very, there are a lot of things that are off in our world. And we have an inner wisdom, we have that interconnectedness, we have that ability to really receive from the divine, to hold that in our state of being, right? The feminine, that state of being that can hold the dichotomy in a unified state and speak a truth from a very deep place that does not lose the compassion and does not lose the heart. So we have that ability, and that's what we're going to focus on today, is tapping into that and letting that speak from deep within our bodies in a way that can really speak truth to, often when we're speaking our truth, it is to injustice. It is to that which is in the face of opposition, if you will. And so to speak that from a place that is undeniable. that it is an unshakable truth. So that is our mission for today. Let's come into our meditation and healing circle. Let's come into our circle sitting side by side, shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow, knee to knee, coming together as one. Just imagine us all in one circle, all in one circle. And bring everything to face toward the center. Bring your eyes to face toward the center of our circle. Just imagine the very center of our circle is like a hub on a wheel, and between that and your heart is like a spoke of the wheel. And let's just imagine that hub is this seed of compassion. And the hub is it's a pure divine light and unconditional love and eternal compassion. We always begin our meditations with connecting in with that pure divine light, unconditional love, and eternal compassion. Just imagine that, the light of Source, the light that comes from Source, the love that comes from Source, right? The existential love with no conditions that comes from Source, and the compassion that is the ocean of living consciousness, excuse me, the womb of creation that contains us all. Just imagine a representative of that at the center of our circle, if you like to see it in a ball of light, and to let that, like that, be aligned from that directly into the center of your heart, and turn your heart just to connect with that light and love and compassion, and let your eyes, your ears, your nose, your mouth really face into that. And all of your sensory perception organs really take that in, right? Your eyes, your ears, your nose, your mouth, they're sensory perceptions and perceptors, and they have like information that goes into these organs, goes directly through your cranial nerves into your brain and into your central nervous system. So let them take in this light, pure divine light, unconditional love, eternal compassion. Taking that in through all of your senses and breathing that in through your heart center. Let your heart center be like a breathing portal, breathing in this pure divine light, unconditional love, and eternal compassion. And turn your belly space, that hara, that ball of energy at the front of your belly space, turn that and turn your hips also to face this light and love and compassion. And as you inhale, just take that all the way into your body, into every cell of your body. Just let it penetrate your body through your pores, and let your entire being be filled with the light, the love, and the compassion of our Source. In the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate, we call on you. We ask you to make this your light, your unconditional love, your compassion. And breathe that into your body. Breathe that into your body. And as you exhale, just release anything that is of the clutter of the material world that is not supporting you to be in your highest light and in your truth. Any of the clutter that we take on from the world of the multiplicities and the mixed messages and all of the things that can cause confusion. Just make an intention and call directly to your Source, speak directly to your Source, and make that intention to please help us to clear from our consciousness and from our physical bodies, from our energy bodies, from our mental space and our emotional space, anything of the mixed messages, of the confusion, of the untruths, of the distractions of the world. And just as you breathe in this light and love and compassion into your body. As you exhale, release any of the untruths, of the confusions, of the distractions, of the things that take you off course, take you out of your truth. And again, just inhale. And as you inhale this light and love and compassion, just take it deep into the core of your body, all the way into the core of your body. As you exhale, release, release, release anything other, letting your entire being fill up with pure divine light, unconditional love, and eternal compassion. And this light and love and compassion is already contained within you. It's already a part of your core. It's who you are. It's what you are. So let your entire being be filled up. And you can just imagine this light and love and compassion as it comes through the top of your head. And it streams. Just feel it in the ball of your head, like in the very center of the ball of your skull. And breathe into that space, this pure divine light, unconditional love, and eternal compassion. And breathe into that space and let it like fan the flames of this inner spark, this inner light. And let that spark, that light get bigger and brighter and stronger. That comes through the top of your head and into the center of your head space, your center of your thoughts, your beliefs, your images, and how we relate to these things that we see in the world and how we try to make sense of them. Let this place be illuminated with this pure light, infused with the unconditional love, and held in the compassion, the eternal compassion. Breathing into that headspace. And again, as you exhale, just release any of the untruths that hang out in the headspace. Any of the impressions that you've taken from what you've seen on social media or the news channels or the programs that aren't necessarily aligned with your truth. And a big inhale into this space. And as you exhale, just let your energy follow this vertical cord down the center of your body through your throat space and your chest space and into your heart center, the very center of your chest, the center of your breastbone, of your sternum, and drop in halfway front to back in the very center of your body. So you're halfway side to side, halfway front to back, right in the center. And that vertical cord that drops through your body, runs through your body, hanging out right in that space. And this, bring your consciousness to really drop in and land like behind that heart space. And breathe into that heart space, like from behind your heart, like you're resting behind your heart and breathing in through your heart space, and let your entire being be breathed by this ball of light and love and compassion that comes in and lands there. And again, you can get some tapping around your heart center and up under your collarbones on both sides, and also some just like tapping all along the chest and feathering down the sides of the neck. So just with your fingertips moving like from bottom of your jawbone beneath your ears and down the sides of your neck, and giving some tapping into your chest and into your heart space to help to loosen up the stagnation, the constriction. And as you inhale into this heart space, let this light and love and compassion get bigger and bolder and brighter. And as you exhale, release any of that stagnation and that clutter from the space. And breathing in, let this, like fanning that flame of pure divine light at the center of your heart space, letting that space be filled and infused with unconditional love. Right? Let this space be loved, loved, and loved, and held in the eternal compassion. You might also put your hands over your heart, like you can rub your hands together, the palms of your hands, and let that very center space in the palm of your hands get warm, get that energy flowing there, and then place those centers right over your heart space as you breathe into that heart space at the very center of your body, that halfway front to back, halfway side to side, breathing into that space, leaning back into it and receiving the love that comes through, the pure divine light, the unconditional love, and the eternal compassion, receiving that as it comes through, breathing into that space. Your heart center is that seat of wisdom. It is that inner knowing that you have inside your being, right? Your head space is the beliefs and the thoughts and the pictures, the images. Your heart center is that divine wisdom, the inner knowing. Breathing and just feel that connection between head and heart as it's flowing along your center, right? That ball of light at the center of your head space, flowing down, connecting with that ball of light at the center of your heart space. And resting into that, letting that light be you and you be it, right? You're right there in the center with it, letting it infuse into your entire being. And big inhale. Let that flame in the center of your heart expand and in the center of your head. And as you exhale, just let that drop down your vertical core and land into your pelvic bowl. And let your entire being drop into and land into your hips. And that center of your pelvic bowl, about 4 fingers width beneath your belly button, and drop all the way in to the center of your body, that halfway front to back. And you can feel there, if you just slightly engage your abdominal muscles, you feel that strength, that place, that's your center of gravity, where if you move, you can move from that space and keep your balance, keep yourself balanced and grounded on the earth. When you move from this space, you're less likely to have injury, and you also will not get as tired. And feel that anchoring into that space in your pelvic bowl. And again, just play with that inside your body, feeling that engaging your abdominal muscles, moving your hips, feeling that place in your center. This is the seat of compassion, that existential, eternal compassion that extends beyond our time and space realm, right? It's that which really, compassion is that beautiful quality that when we feel at odds with something, and in disagreement with something, or we feel at odds with a person, when we can find compassion for them and feel the compassion in our hearts and in our bodies, compassion is what can draw us back into connection, right? Because we are all one, and anything we separate from, a lot of times we're separating from a part of ourselves. So when we can see through the eyes of another, feel through the heart of another, understand what's at their core, and have that compassion, find that compassion. It can bring us back into connection. Doesn't mean we have to agree with everything that they're standing for in the moment or that they're doing or being or saying, but we can find the compassion for them. And this is I think a key point in speaking our truth, because we are passionate beings. We are passionate beings. And this righteousness, right? Our righteousness is that where we really want to speak up for what is right, what is just, what is virtuous, what is morally true and upright, upstanding. We want to speak up for that. We want to stand for that. And where we can really make, I believe, the most headway is when we can like be in that connection with our innate compassion and understand that the person is not necessarily the same as their actions and their beliefs. So when we can find compassion for the person or the people, understand where they've been and what they've been through and why they might be in the position they're in, we can speak to the person and speak of the actions and the beliefs that are out of alignment. And it's like when you key in and speak to the heart, they can, it's like you're not making them bad. You're speaking to, and I think my teacher had just an innate gift for this because he could tell you what was what, and tell you when you were off in a very strong way, but you always felt so seen and heard and loved. And so to see them and to be with the heart and to speak to the heart and say, and this is wrong and I will not stand for it. I will not allow it here. I will not, like I'm going to speak here of my beliefs, of what I believe in, of what I stand for, of what I feel is morally right and true and just. And I won't be shaken from that. I'm not going to make you a bad person, but I'm going to speak to your heart, because at the heart of hearts is where we know. It's where we know what is right and what is just. Oh man, and there's so many examples to draw on that I'm finding myself shying away from because of the state that our world is in. But we had, tell a story. We had a plumber at our house, and really nice man. I mean, really, he's just a good old boy and heart of gold. He's taken very good care of my father for years and years and years. My father's 102, and he's the guy who's always going to come in and check on my dad and make sure he's okay and everything, and make sure he gets the best possible care for the plumbing in his home. And so I was a really good guy, and he came in and he was speaking about Trump. And he's, very much a good old boy in the South, and speaking of his, support for Trump. And, he asked me about my feelings there. And the one thing that I will tell you that loops in my head is to see him making fun of people with disabilities. And I have a great nephew in grade school with who he's not now, but he was a little overweight and had a speech impediment. And he had a younger brother by his side who was pretty severely autistic. And he got bullied so bad in grade school. And if I can sit on a sofa next to him with this leader on the television making fun of people with disabilities and say, well, I'm going to support him, I feel like it is like a knife in his heart. And it's certainly a knife in my heart because of the way I love and care for him. In speaking to the plumber, I said, I can't because I feel like it would be such a betrayal to the children. We've got to have leadership that has a higher integrity than that. I cannot say to my kids who have been bullied that this is okay and that I'm going to support that and I'm going to be in that crowd cheering him on. I won't do it. And the childless cat lady here who loves the children and cares about their future will not stand for that. I cannot stand for that. And in speaking in that, that was it's something that he could feel and he could hear. And that's a place where, we can agree and be friends. And there are things that he was tell me about that he does support, and I can agree with that. And I can understand his heart and appreciate where he's at and why it's important for him to support that. So we don't part as enemies because we have a disagreement. Because I can see, yes, I can see with what he was speaking of, what it means to him and understand in his heart. That's important. So, it's looking beyond to the heart of compassion, the heart that cares, and making actions wrong, not the heart, not the human being. Madame Curie said, that we fear what we don't understand, and now is the time to understand more so that we may fear less. And this helps us to understand, like, all of the dichotomies and the multiplicities that we see that are presented to us in this world, as severe as they may be. This is why week after week I've made the plea, don't jump into, I'm going to be in this camp or in that camp. And I'm going to be all in this camp and against that camp, all in this camp and against that camp. Like, that's not what we're here for. We are here to look at each from the inner place of love and compassion and to discern. Same with the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. There are government authorities, not that I don't know if Hamas is considered a government authority, but there are bodies that are representing. And I will tell you, I know a lot of people who are Jewish who say that Netanyahu does not represent their beliefs and their values. I know a lot of people who are Muslim who say that Hamas does not represent their beliefs and their values. So for us to look on that and say all Jews are this and all Muslims are that is wrong. It's just plain wrong. There are actions, and I understand different people may see and view the actions differently based on their experiences and their upbringings and their associations. But what is important is for us to look heart to heart. When we are looking at any situation, when we are looking at people, whether individually or groups, for us to not stop with the outside pictures, but go beyond and beyond and beyond until we can see the heart and feel the heart and understand. And when we speak to the heart, we can be heard. And when we speak from the heart, we can be heard and understood, God willing. So again, let's go back to feeling that core light that moves through the top of your head all the way along your vertical core, connecting your head center, your center of beliefs and thoughts and images and pictures, with your heart center, that seat of the inner knowing and the wisdom. And feel that moving down your vertical core into your sacral center and the center of your pelvic bowl, your I am center, right? This is your place of really anchoring in to your embodiment, into your hips. And feel that light, that core light moving through the center of your body. Feel that light moving through the center of your body. Light, that love, that compassion. And as you inhale, draw all of your parts of yourself into this vertical core, right? Our energy tends to scatter. It's like I think mine did there for a minute. But your energy tends to scatter. Our energy tends to scatter. Draw it all into your vertical core. And as you exhale, drop down and land into your pelvic bowl. Really anchor into that center of gravity at the center of your pelvic bowl and lean into your vertical core. And it's like standing under a waterfall, and let yourself be infused. Like every cell of your body be infused with pure divine light, unconditional love, eternal compassion, washing away anything that does not align with the core truth of who you are and what you are here to learn and experience, and the wisdom you're here to glean from what you learn and experience in this lifetime. And just let that anchor along your vertical core. And there is a divine name, a phrase in Arabic that is al-haq al-mubin, al-haq al-mubin, and it means the clear truth. And the haq, it's like a breathy H, and the haq al-mu, and it's like the transliteration is a Q. It's like a K that's made in the back of the mouth, almost like a click. Haq al-mubin, which means clarity. And so that's M as in Mary, U, B as in boy, E, E, N as in Nancy. Al-Haq al-Mubin. And it means the clear truth. So let's call on the divine attributes, the divine power of Al-Haq al-Mubin, the clear truth, and let that wash through the core of your body. Let it wash through the core of your body. And let it infuse this clear truth. Just like the light comes and shines through and warms your body, the unconditional love comes through, and it's like a gentle waterfall that hydrates every cell of your body. Eternal compassion wraps everything in this holding, nurturing love. And the clear truth just comes through, and it just illuminates, it clarifies, it clears up, it cuts through any of the old beliefs that we've held on to that are not aligned with the core of your heart, that inner wisdom and inner knowing inside of you. Just let it come through and like slice through any of that. And let all of that be released and released and released from your body. And let yourself, again, like your whole being, as you inhale, draw all of your energy into that vertical core and let yourself merge with this core light. So it's merging into every cell of your being, into all of your consciousness, and your consciousness is absorbing this light, love, compassion, and clear truth. And let it be just like slicing through any of the doubts, slicing through the fears, slicing through the uncertainty, and really infusing into your consciousness through your vertical core and in every cell of your being. And clearing out anything other than your clear truth that you're here to embody and here to be. And just know that your clear truth may be different from someone else's. We all have different things that we're here to learn from and to learn about in this life. If we don't show up in it and be it and really immerse into it and experience it and live it, how can we fully learn from it and glean what we're here to glean from the wisdom of it for the evolution of our soul? So let yourself really like merge with it and let it infuse into you and be you and you be it. The pure divine light illuminating your core light, the unconditional love being absorbed into every cell. Let every cell be loved with the unconditional love and infused with the unconditional love so that you are the unconditional love. You are loved and you are loving and you exude the unconditional love. And you are held and wrapped in compassion, the loving embrace of eternal compassion. And the clear truth slices right through everything, every question, every fear, every doubt, anchoring you in your truth and clearing out any other. And so, as you inhale, draw all of your energy into this vertical core. As you exhale, drop down, land into your pelvic bowl. Again, slightly engage those abdominal muscles and feel that center of gravity. Anchor into that center of gravity. Sit into your hips and lean into this vertical core and absorb the light, the love, the compassion, and the truth. So it merges into your body. Drop into your hips and let this be you from the very center of yourself. Let it be you from the center of yourself. And as you engage those abdominal muscles, just let yourself kind of really feel that space in your hips, and you can give just a slight engage and release. It kind of brings a little like a tuck and a tilt of the pelvic bowl as you engage and release those deep abdominal muscles there that anchors in your center of gravity, your core. And as you do, just let that strength really solidify in your hips, in your core, and let that exude all the way up your spine, really bringing that strength all the way along your vertical core, connecting that strength from your pelvic bowl to your heart center, connecting who you be with the inner knowing and wisdom, divine wisdom of your heart. Really letting that flow along that vertical core. Letting that flow again all the way up into your headspace, connecting your insights and beliefs from your headspace and your thoughts with the inner knowing in your heart, the being who you be in your pelvic bowl, the I believe center with the I know center, the I believe center being your head, the I know center being your heart, the I am center being your pelvic bowl, your sacral center. So letting that all be connected and aligned and flowing with one clear truth. Right? Again, let's envision that ball of light, or however you might represent your source. Envision that right in front of you. Bring everything to face in the same direction. Your head, your eyes, ears, nose, mouth, your throat, your heart, your hara, your belly space, your solar plexus, your sacral center, your hips, everything to face, turn into the same direction. Be present with that ball of light. Bring that ball of light right into the center of your heart, into your vertical core, and feel that like everything aligned and facing this light in your vertical core as it moves through you. You be it, it be you, and anchor into that clear truth. Feel that really taking hold in your body, aligning your beliefs with your inner knowing, with your being, with who you be. And feel that strength moving along your spine, strengthening your spine. And let yourself just elongate your spine, upright your spine. Like imagine at the top of your crown, a string pulling you up and lifting your chest slightly while still staying engaged in your pelvic center, in your pelvic bowl. So it elongates that spine. And again, as you inhale, draw all of your energy into that vertical core. Exhale, drop down and land into your pelvic bowl. And feel that in your body, the clear truth runs along your center. And just feel and ask if you need to, like, what is something that you feel righteous about? That you feel is like yours to really stand for? Something you feel you want to speak? And if you need to, you can write it down. And feel it in your body. Don't lose the feeling in your body. And again, anchored into your pelvic bowl, really tap into that seat of compassion as that really lives as a very strong force inside of your physical body. A very strong force inside of your physical body. Anchor into that compassion, lean into your heart center, that inner wisdom and that knowing and that unconditional love. And like, what is that you feel is yours to stand for, to act from, and to speak in this world? Whether you're ready to speak it in this moment, it's present in your actions. I want to offer you the opportunity right now to just speak from this place, anchored in compassion, leaning into the unconditional love and holding that core truth, the clear truth. Speak out loud what it is that you are here to stand for, that you want to say, and could be a particular situation. It doesn't have to necessarily be a life mission at this point, but just some situation that you need to speak. And say it out loud and let your voice, right? Let your voice open up and speak what it wants to speak and what your heart wants to speak, what your being stands for. And let your ears hear it. Like it makes a circuit, right? In through your cranial nerves and into your brain and central nervous system. And it also opens up your throat and opens your voice. So speak it a few times. What is it that you need to say? You're here to say and to stand for. And again, continue to say it and repeat it again and again until you feel more and more of that like comfort level with, like, as I say in my classes, the grass is green, the sky is blue, the sun is bright, and you are you. So you're losing the charge, but still standing firm in the belief. You know the grass is green, you know the sky is blue, you know the sun is bright, and you know that you are you. And this is what you're here to say and to stand for. So continue to say it and hear it. So you get comfortable with it in your body and in your ears and in your nervous system. Continue to say it until it becomes so, like, it even loses charge because it is just true, right? But it comes from deep within you, from the truth that you've been given to carry in this world. You might not necessarily agree with mainstream, with any this side or that side, or these people or those people. And it's probably more true that way. So feel it in your body, anchor into your hips, lean into your spine, breathe in that unconditional love, let your head center align with the inner knowing, and rest into your being and speak from who you are and what you're here to speak for. Kun fayakun, be and it is, be and it is, be and it is. Let yourself really feel it, feel it, feel it, feel it in every fiber of your being and every cell. I'm going to let you say it several times, because just let it continue to open the voice. Let the voice get comfortable saying it. Let the ears get comfortable hearing it. Let the nervous system get comfortable interpreting it. Nervous system is the cranial nerves go into the brain and the central nervous system. And it's got to be, right, our organs of sight and smell and taste and hearing and touch and feel. They are sensory perceptors that take in information, but the majority of the processing and the interpretation of that information, it travels to the brain and is interpreted in the brain and the central nervous system. So, like, let that whole circuit get comfortable as you feel yourself anchored into your body in this strength, in this truth. You speak it, you hear it, you receive it and interpret it. Let that whole circuitry just get comfortable. And if you need to stand in front of a mirror to feel even more comfortable, to witness yourself and feel yourself being witnessed in this space. It's another thing I do in my classes is we have, like, even we can do it on Zoom as well, to get in like a circle and let one person at a time be witnessed and standing in their truth and speaking their truth, and to be honored and to have an honoring reflection back to them as they are heard. It really does change the nervous system and shifts the inner feeling and that messaging of, yes, this is safe. Yes, you are seen. Yes, you are valued. Yes, you are cared for. You are received and you are safe. So whatever that takes for you to do that, whether it's sitting with your eyes closed or standing in front of a mirror, wherever you are, let's let yourself have that. And receive it. Receive it. Be and it is, be and it is, be and it is. So I'll take a minute and you can move your hips, stretch out your legs, your feet, your toes, circle your ankles. And same with your shoulders, circle your shoulders, stretch out your arms, circle your wrists, stretch out your fingers. And same with your head and neck. It's like, let all of your body have movement, have motion, and feel again all of this infused into your cellular consciousness. So it is a part of you. It is a part of you from this day forward. You have had a clearing, a purging, a resettling, an anchoring, an experience of completing the circuitry in your nervous system. Be and it is, be and you are. I want to say one more thing. This really important, just kind of circling back to leaning into the why this righteousness as a feminine strength is so important for us to own and anchor into right now, is because I know I said it at the beginning, we have that ability to really hold the compassion and the heart-centeredness and to speak that truth. We have a role in the healing of the collective of our humanity. The feminine is that state of being through which the masculine is the state of doing, right? The masculine, when we come back into that state of being, that's where we reconnect with source and really connect with that inner truth and that love and the compassion. And the more we do that, then the more we can carry it out in the world as we are doing, as we are in our masculine energy. And so we're at a critical point in the separation of those. And we really need to bring it in so that we are acting as one, and the relationship between feminine and masculine is a synergistic relationship, one that as we merge them and bring them together in a harmonious and supportive way, that as they move together, they become stronger and more complete and powerful. That's when that communion comes together that we reunite with source. And that's really important for us as in the physical realm, for the feminine to really take back the feminine power in the true sense of the feminine power, right? Not the feminine being the overtly sexual power or the overtly masculine power, but the true feminine power, to take that back so that we can be that conduit for returning to this communion with source, so that we can really elevate the consciousness in the world. All right. Now I'm going to open for Q&A and discussion. Let me do a close for the recording. For those who are listening to the recording, if you're here, you can press *2 if you're on the phone, or type in if you're on the webcast. If you're listening to the recording, you're invited to join us live on Sundays at 10 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. U.S. Pacific Time. Find information for joining us live at communityforconsciousliving.com, communityforconsciousliving.com. While you're there, sign up to receive the reminders and replays. And when you do, you receive 2 free gifts. One is a 1-sheet, just a reminder of who and what we are and what this Earth journey is about, why we're here. The other one is a 15-minute downloadable guided meditation that I hope you'll make a part of your daily practice to help you to anchor in with that pure divine light, unconditional love, and eternal compassion that is the truth of who and what you are. All right, with that, I thank you very much. I'm going to open now for the Q&A and in the recording. Thank you very much.